right, hello everybody, and welcome to another version of Game Changers. We love doing this, and I love identifying all the great game changers we have in the Lehigh Valley. One of the things we're committed to at the Chamber is the future leadership, making sure some of our younger leaders are going to be at the forefront. And I can't think of anybody I'm more excited about. You know this, Bret Ludlow, that you and I have had discussions about your future, not only at this chamber, but in the Valley as a whole. You are definitely one of the up and coming leaders. And I'm so thankful that you're going to take some time, spend some time with us for Game Changers. And thank you, Liquid. You have an amazing company. Bret, how you feeling?
Thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction and everything you've done to support me over my career so far. I'm feeling great. I'm enjoying being in the office. I'm enjoying, heading into fall, and things are going well here at Liquid.
Well, I know Liquid's an incredibly exciting company. I've seen the evolution and the growth. Talk to us a little bit about Liquid, the current Liquid, or really maybe the history, the current, and what the future plans are.
Sure. So November is our 15th year, and so a lot of change. We're right at the cutting edge of this continued shift to digital, and it's exciting. It's changing every day. It's fast-paced. It's creative. But the most exciting thing for me is really the true impact we're having on the businesses we work on. So I'll give you a couple examples. So we're working with a major health network to reimagine their website and make it a really true experience for a patient to be able to easily find care, easily schedule an appointment, integrate with your insurance so that you really have it all in one core area and you're not going all over the place in a hard to difficult to navigate way. All while trying to make it as personalized to that specific patient as possible. Another example, we're working with a Fortune 500 manufacturer, and pre-pandemic, a lot of their business development was done at major trade shows and global traveling and all of that. And when that changed, for the time being, they needed to rethink the way they were selling and marketing their products. And so we helped them make that shift to digital, really targeted digital campaigns that are having significant impact on their revenue generation. So those are some of the examples of the way we're helping companies figure out, solve problems with digital, reimagine the way they're engaging with their customers and reaching their customers through digital channels like your website, like social media, like content and advertising. And there's always something new. So over the past 15 years, we've really stayed, ahead of what's coming, what trends are happening, and helping companies make sense of where they need to invest. What trend is this? Just a trend, or is this something we need to be really concerned about as a business and shift to? Whether it's a new social platform or a new trend in web design, and we help them navigate that. And we don't see that changing. I think the biggest thing that changes for us is every day there's new things popping up. And so we have to always be researching, always be training our team members, always be, learning and hiring and growing to keep up with it, which is a fun problem to have and a fun thing to solve for.
So Bret, important, I want to talk about this shift in terms of how people market, the old school ways, TV, radio, outdoor, whatever term you want to use, newspaper, they've changed. And I guess I'm asking you, how rapidly are you seeing that change, particularly with businesses that are led by younger professionals? Do you see a rapid change? And talk a little bit about that, if you will.
We do. And I think over the past 10, 15 years, e-commerce companies have led the way. They were always kind of that digital mindset. Let's launch a product. Let's go on Amazon. Let's sell our product online and market it online, where you have a lot of the larger established companies or B2B companies that would typically be behind that curve a little bit. So what we've seen is that rapid transition of really everyone thinking digital first, or at least digital as an even playing field with all the other ways you just talked about. So for example, one of the biggest reasons for that is that how targeted you can get in your messaging and your communication. So if someone runs a TV ad, millions of people are seeing the same ad, seeing the same message, which is great for awareness. But on a digital side, it's the same company can be marketing an ad to you that has a different message because of who you are. And then I see a different ad from that same company with a different message because of the company and role I'm in. So you can really target that message so individually, and that's kind of what we're seeing the shift to. And I think as younger marketers and strategists and business leaders are stepping into leadership roles at their organizations, they're continuing to think digital first as opposed to digital as a secondary or afterthought when you're coming up with a marketing strategy.
Yeah, one other quick liquid question, if you will, because I know culture, in talking to your dad, to you, to your brother, culture is important, which I really like that you spend the energy on that. And again, especially the new innovative up and coming company. Can you do two things? Can you talk about the culture of Liquid and staffing? Are you challenged to find people? And when you are finding people, what are you looking for in a staffer for Liquid? What's a good match for Liquid people?
Sure. Yeah, no, thank you. Our culture has always been at the top of mind for us and very important. We've always had very high retention rates. We keep a pulse on what our employees want and need and how are they feeling, with surveys on a very consistent basis, with an open door communication policy. And we take action on what people want and need. And we're very transparent. So we build a culture around transparency, inclusivity, flexibility, entrepreneurship, that kind of spirit that we want people to be able to, follow the career path they want to achieve and give them the ability to do that. So we've done that. It's really helped us. It's really helped our creative thinking with our customers, but it's also really helped our retention overall. And so we continue that even through, this new hybrid workforce, the ability to let people work where they want and when they want, from an office standpoint. And that's been important. And we've kind of managed that change well. From a hiring standpoint, we're growing right now. We have 3 or 4 different job postings right now that we're looking to bring people on. Our priority is always trying to find employees that live here, work here, support growth and job growth in the Lehigh Valley from local colleges and universities and everything like that. But, you can't, there's not always the luxury of being able to quickly fill positions, right here. So sometimes we have to look out elsewhere, and the remote hybrid kind of environment has allowed us to do that.
So that an employee that you find not locally, not regionally, is there an expectation they would move here, or can you actually engage them for the long term remotely?
It's a moving target. We're always evolving it. It's new to us because we weren't a hybrid and remote workforce prior to all of this. And now we are, and we're taking it step by step. So right now we are open to, people living remotely, but our goal is that they are commutable distance to the area, so that it's important to us to be able to be in the office, collaborate with our customers, be in person for team meetings. And that's an important part of our culture.
So, Bret, I want to ask you, we have leaders as well as potential and future leaders watching this piece. And I guess I wanted to ask you, have you felt as a young professional, because I know, look, we work closely with you, but you're just a really nice guy. And I think you care about your community, and you're the kind of person that we want here in the Valley, because you're going to be such a great part going forward. Did you feel encouraged, and how can senior leadership, if you will, how can they support you, or people like you, professionals like you, better?
I felt welcomed really from the beginning. I just really kind of set out and people kind of welcomed my ideas and my thoughts, and especially at the chamber, your focus has been for years is, the growth of many different groups within the Lehigh Valley, diversity, inclusion, connecting people, uniting people. And that's been great, especially for the young professionals who have seen the ability to really have an impact on the organization and really try new things. And that's been great. I think what I've really appreciated is especially on an employer standpoint, and we try to do this for our employees as well, is give them the flexibility to be involved in the community.
So that does it for part one. Great interview with Bret Ludlow. Little piece here about Liquid, which is an amazing company in Lehigh Valley, and then we will be right back with part two. All right, we are back, part two, an amazing interview with Bret Ludlow. And again, I want to thank the people, really your company, your dad, your brother, and all the good people at Liquid, a great, amazing company that's had a great impact on the Valley. Bret, I just want to finish up that piece. How important from your perspective, I want to make sure that everyone in Lehigh Valley gets how important the diversity, equity, inclusion piece is going forward. Is it important when you talk to people in terms of hiring? Do they bring it up? So how high is it on the radar screen, I guess is the way to say it?
It's very high. It's as it should be, for everybody. I think every company in the Lehigh Valley and beyond has room to improve there. And always you're never going to be perfect, and needs change and best practices change. So it's important to stay on top of that. And I think we do hear that as questions. We hear people asking questions around, hey, what are the opportunities for women in your organization? What are the opportunities? So how do you support these various initiatives? And they want to hear from leadership, and they want to see that in your culture. They want to see that in you and your conversation, and how much of a priority you make those topics. And we take it very seriously.
Oh, all right, Bret, we talked about how important the environment is of a company, the culture is of a company. I don't want to belittle pay, but is it not? It used to be all about pay. In my professional life, it was just happy to get a job. It was all about pay. Do you find some of these other pieces just as important as pay is to the new professional?
We do. We really do. And I think part of that's been being driven by the kind of the acceleration to a global workforce where, where you used to be competing for staff primarily with other companies in Lehigh Valley. Now you're competing to hire team members with companies all over the country. People from the Lehigh Valley can, with a little bit of an increased pay, take a job in Florida and never have to uproot themselves or their family or anything like that and stay here. So there's a lot more to it. What we did over the last year, we're really proud of, was take a look at every part of aspects of what it means to work at Liquid, your benefits package, pay, the culture and the environment. And we talk to people in the industry, we talk to peers, we talk to HR consultants, and most importantly, we talk to our employees. What are you what else do you need? Are you happy with the benefits? Are you happy with what we're offering and providing? We can't necessarily match up toe to toe with companies like Facebook and Google and Salesforce with everything they can offer. But what we can do is be the very best company of our size and in our industry that we can possibly be, and give back as much as we can to the team. And we've done that over the past year in terms of even introducing some new benefit packages, introducing some new bonus plans, introducing a lot of other things that we've wanted to do for years, but now we're able to actually do it, and we're really proud of it. And I think that's that type of thing, the overall experience of working for you as an employer, besides just what you're getting paid, is what's important.
That's a really good point. All right, Bret, I have a million more questions, but I got to bring in Lauren Spence, who has some great questions for you. Probably better than mine. They always are. That's the way Lauren is. That's the way she rolls, as they say. But anyway, Lauren Spence, I know you and Bret have a good working relationship. So what do you got for Bret? Fire away.
Thanks, Tony. And you're so right. I love working with Bret as one of our chamber ambassadors. He's been on our board for many years, and we're sad to see him roll off, but he's been an amazing ambassador, and we're so excited for where your journey goes, Bret, in this new role. And that's actually a great segue to my question. Tony, it looked like you wanted to jump in, though. Did you have something you wanted to say?
No, I was going to say, when you said you're so right, I thought you were going to say you're so right, my questions are better than yours. I thought that.
Well,
go ahead.
I won't comment on that, but my question for you, Bret. So as you advance in your professional career, what do you do to continue your professional growth and development?
Continuing to put yourself into situations maybe you're not comfortable with all the time. You don't fall back into your comfort zone too often, because at this point I'm 10 years into my professional career, and you kind of say, oh, I'm pretty good at doing these things. Why don't I just keep doing those things for the next 40 years? But no, it's like, I want to try something new. What other areas that I'm maybe not as comfortable with? Where can I learn from someone else at Liquid? Where can I learn from someone else from a mentorship standpoint? So kind of put yourself in some uncomfortable situations and always try to keep learning and growing that way.
I love that. That's so true. Thank you, Bret. My other question for you. So from one young professional to another, I'm curious, what inspires you?
That's a good question. I think from a personal standpoint, my family inspires me a lot. My wife is a nurse at LVHN, and we just had our first child, so she's about a year old, and that inspires me every day for sure. To be able to develop and build a lifestyle that's going to be great for our children and our grandchildren in the future. That's important to me. But also having impact on the community, creating an environment at Liquid that's a great place to work, you can build lifelong friendships with the people around you in the community, not only at Liquid, but with the chamber. Those type of things that really, get me excited every day. beyond the type of work we're doing and just the fun, creative type of work we get to do for our customers every day. That's part of it too. But those three things I would say.
Speaking of fun and creative, I read something in your bio that I did not know about you, and I am dying to know more. You said you and your wife started a game company.
We did. Yeah,
Can
we
you tell
did.
us a little bit about that?
Sure. And this is kind of another thing related to young professionals is kind of the side hustle culture, as you would call it. So a couple of years ago, we developed the concept for a kind of a party game type of thing, Cards Against Humanity, and those type of games you play around the kitchen table or with friends. And we tested it a lot and said, hey, we might have something here. So we did a lot of research with another couple partners of ours, and we dove into what it meant to create a game. Did people like this game? Testing, product development, how to manufacture a product, branding design, all of that stuff that you had to kind of learn as you go. We launched it on Kickstarter, and we got funded, and now we're available on Amazon and Walmart, and it's just it's been a lot of fun. It's been a great learning experience. And we were almost at 10,000 games sold, which is an exciting milestone for us. So just it's one of those things where it's if you feel like there's something you want to do or you think you can do, just go out and learn it. Reach out to people that can help you along the way and go for it.
That is amazing. If you don't mind my asking, what is it called? Because I am writing this down.
It's called Whatever. So you can find it on Amazon, Whatever Party Game.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Gonna have to pick up a
I'll send you a copy. Don't. This is fine.
That's amazing. So I'm going to let Lauren close us out. I do want to say this, Bret. One of the things in my last few years here at the Chamber, I want to make sure that we were financially solid and that we had leadership that was more diverse, younger, that could drive this organization going forward. And, I came to you several years ago and said, hey, we'd like to get you more involved. I saw your work that you did with young professionals. So you make me feel good that I know that this future, when I look at Lauren Spence and yourself, that the future of this chamber is in really, really good hands. So thank you for all you do. Thank you for all what Liquid does for this community. And with that, I'll turn it over to Lauren Spence, who will close us out.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
To echo Tony, thank you so much, Bret, for joining us today and for being such an excellent partner to the Chamber on our executive board. It has been a pleasure talking with you today and learning from you as a fellow young professional. You really are changing the game, and we appreciate you. To our viewers at home, we hope you enjoyed this installment of Game Changers, and we look forward to connecting with you next time. Stay tuned on the Chamber's social media pages for our next episode. We'll see you then.